With the news of Kelly coming back, can you kind of take us through the process of maybe how long you've been thinking about a move like that and how significant this is for what you're trying to get accomplished here?
When I was first approached about the concept of it, I was like, oh, wow, taken aback a little bit. I hadn't thought about the possibility of unprecedented moment. And as we move forward, we need great leadership. And we need great leadership that's experienced with what we're going to deal with now.
Remember when your favorite team was struggling and you just knew they needed to make a big change? That's exactly what's happening with the Indiana Fever right now. Caitlin Clark's amazing, but something's not clicking. Here's why Kelly Koff might be the answer. Let's talk about Clark for a second. This rookie is playing like she's been in the league for years. She's breaking records left and right. Get this, she scored 769 points in her rookie season. That's insane. And she dished out 337 assists. The fans are loving it too. The Fever's home games are packed with over 177,000 people showing up to watch Clark do her thing. But here's the crazy part. Even with Clark's superstar performance, the Fever aren't on fire like you'd expect. It's like having a Ferrari engine in a broken down car. Something's not right, and you won't believe what's really going on.
You know, wow, if you told me and said, hey, list the 3 people, if you could have anybody you wanted in this new role, I would probably have listed Kelly 1, 2, and 3. When the league first started, Kelly was in the league office. And then the Simon family brought her to Indy to start the Indiana Fever. She's got all the bases covered. So once I heard that this was going to happen, man, if I could have done a flip or a handspring, I probably would have done it. Fortunately, I didn't try that.
Ready to find out why this team isn't dominating? Let's dive in. You'd think with Clark's offensive fireworks, the Fever would be unstoppable. But here's the kicker. Their defense is so weak, it's like they forgot half the game. What's causing this bizarre imbalance, and why is it pushing Clark to her breaking point? Let's talk about the Fever's defense for a second. It's not just bad, it's historically awful. We're talking about a team that's ranked 2nd worst in the entire league when it comes to stopping opponents. Imagine this. Clark's out there breaking records, scoring left and right, but the other team, they're basically walking through the Fever's defense like it's not even there. It's like watching a superhero movie where the hero has amazing powers but keeps getting hit because her shield is made of paper. That's what's happening with the Fever. Clark's putting up insane numbers, but the team's defense is letting opponents score just as easily. It's frustrating to watch, and you can bet it's even more frustrating to play in. Now, think about the pressure this puts on Clark. She's a rookie. Remember, most rookies are just trying to find their footing in the league, but Clark, she's carrying the entire team's offense on her shoulders and dealing with a defense that's basically a revolving door for opponents. It's no wonder she's racked up 6 technical fouls this season. The frustration is real, and it's showing on the court. But here's where it gets really crazy. The Fever's coaching staff, led by Christy Sides, seems to be all about offense. That's great when you've got a player like Clark, but basketball is a two-way game. You can't just outscore your opponents every single night, especially when your defense is practically waving a welcome sign at them. This disconnect between the offensive firepower and the defensive disaster is creating chaos on the court. It's like trying to win a race with a car that only has one working wheel. Clark's doing everything she can to keep the team in games, but without any defensive support, it's an uphill battle every single night. And here's the thing, this isn't just bad for the team's record, it's bad for Clark's development as a player. She's learning some tough lessons in her rookie year, dealing with more pressure than most veterans face. The coaching staff needs to find a way to take some of that burden off her shoulders, or they risk burning out their star before she even hits her prime. The Fever's defensive meltdown isn't just a problem, it's the problem. It's the reason why, despite having one of the most exciting rookies in WNBA history, the team isn't dominating like you'd expect. It's why Clark's incredible individual performances aren't translating into wins, and it's why something big needs to change, fast. You think the on-court struggles are bad? The locker room drama is even worse. With free agency looming and coaching criticism mounting, Clark's dream rookie season is turning into a nightmare. How much more can she take? Let's talk about what's really going on behind the scenes. It's like a basketball soap opera, and Caitlin Clark is caught right in the middle of it. Remember how we said the defense was a mess? Well, that's just the beginning. Christy Sides, the head coach, is under fire. Her defensive strategies, they're about as effective as a screen door on a submarine. Clark's out there giving it her all, but Sides can't seem to figure out how to back her up. It's like watching a chef try to make a gourmet meal with only a microwave. But here's where it gets really crazy. Kelsey Mitchell, one of the Fever's key players, is about to hit free agency. You know what that means? Uncertainty. Big time. Imagine trying to build a house when you're not sure if you'll have all the tools tomorrow. That's what Clark's dealing with. And you know what's even crazier? There's a huge disconnect between the front office and the coaching staff. It's like they're playing two different games. The front office wants one thing, the coaches are doing another, and poor Clark is stuck in the middle trying to make sense of it all. So here's Clark breaking records left and right, and she's got to deal with all this drama too. She's not just fighting against other teams on the court, she's fighting an uphill battle in her own locker room. Clark's even spoken out about it. She's frustrated that the coaching staff isn't protecting her during games. Can you blame her? It's like sending a knight into battle without armor. Sure, she can swing her sword, but she's taking hits from all sides. Now think about this for a second. How is Clark supposed to lead this team to victory with all this chaos going on? She's a rookie, remember? Most rookies are just trying to find their footing, but Clark's got to be a superstar, a leader, and a peacemaker all at once. It's like asking a new driver to win a NASCAR race in a car that's falling apart. The Fever need to make some big changes, and fast. They've got one of the most exciting players in WNBA history on their hands, but they're at risk of wasting her talent. It's not just about winning games anymore, it's about giving Clark the support she needs to reach her full potential. This whole situation is a ticking time bomb. If the Fever don't address these issues soon, they might lose more than just games. They could lose their star players' trust, their fans' support, and any chance of building a winning team around Clark. Just when you thought the Indiana Fever had hit rock bottom, they dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the entire WNBA. A blast from the past is stepping back into the spotlight, and she's got a proven track record of turning chaos into championships. Is this the lifeline Clark's been waiting for? Enter Kelly Koff, the game changer everyone's been talking about. Koff's not just any executive, she's the mastermind behind the Fever's golden era. Remember when Indiana was lifting that WNBA championship trophy back in 2012? That was Koff's handiwork. Now she's back, and fans are losing their minds with excitement. Why are people so hyped about Koff's return? It's simple. She knows how to build a winning team, especially around a superstar like Caitlin Clark. Imagine having a coach who can actually unleash Clark's full potential while patching up that leaky defense. That's what Koff brings to the table. But here's where it gets really interesting. Koff isn't just coming back for a nostalgia tour, she's got a clear mission. Turn this team around, and fast. She's known for her sharp eye in drafting and developing players. Remember Tamika Catchings? Koff was the one who saw her potential and helped mold her into a legend. Now, everyone's wondering if she can work that same magic with Clark and the current roster. Think about what this means for Clark. She's been out there breaking records left and right, but without the support she needs. It's like watching a world-class chef trying to cook a gourmet meal in a kitchen with no ingredients. Koff's return could change all that. She's expected to bridge the gap between the front office and the coaching staff, creating a unified strategy that actually makes sense. And let's talk about that defense for a second. It's been the Fever's Achilles heel, right? Well, Koff's leadership is all about addressing those weak spots. She's not afraid to make big changes, and that's exactly what this team needs. With her at the helm, we might finally see a Fever team that can stop opponents as well as they can score. But here's the real kicker. Koff's return isn't just about fixing what's broken, it's about creating a whole new culture of success. She's known for her player management skills and smart rotation strategies. That means Clark might finally get the backup she deserves, instead of carrying the entire team on her rookie shoulders. You know what's crazy? This isn't just good news for the Fever, it's a game changer for the entire WNBA. Think about it, a revitalized Fever team with Clark at its core, supported by Koff's strategic brilliance? That's the kind of storyline that gets people excited about women's basketball. The expectations are sky high, and for good reason. Koff is not just a front office exec, she's a basketball visionary. She understands that winning isn't just about having the best player on the court, it's about building a team that works together, complementing each other's strengths and covering each other's weaknesses. So what does all this mean for Caitlin Clark? It could be the difference between a good rookie season and the start of a legendary career. With Koff steering the ship, Clark might finally have the support system she needs to truly shine. We're talking about the potential for more wins, better team chemistry, and a chance for Clark to develop into an even more well-rounded player. Let's recap what's going on with the Fever. Caitlin Clark's tearing it up on the court, breaking records left and right. But the team's been struggling, especially on defense. It's been tough for Clark, carrying the team on her rookie shoulders. Enter Kelly Koff, the game changer. She's back, and fans are going wild. Koff's the mastermind behind the Fever's 2012 championship. She knows how to build a winning team around a superstar like Clark. Here's the crazy part. Koff's not just here to fix what's broken, she's here to create a whole new culture of success. With her eye for talent and smart strategies, we might finally see a Fever team that can dominate on both ends of the court. The Fever's got the superstar, they've got the mastermind, and now they've got a shot at becoming the team we all know they can be. Are you ready to watch this team catch fire?